Hello everyone. In this video, let us discuss about Tintern Abbey by William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth was an English romantic poet, was born on 7th April 1770 in Cockermouth, Lake District. He studied at Cambridge University. He got introduced as a writer in 1787 after the publication of a sonnet in the European magazine. He met his friend S.T. Coleridge in 1795, and with the help of Samuel Taylor Coleridge, he have launched Romantic Age in English literature. With the joint publication of lyrical ballads, which opened with Coleridge's Ancient Mariner, he wrote large and philosophical and autobiographical poems. He also served as the official distributor of stamps for Westmoreland. He died on April 23, 1850. Now let's get into the poem. Tintern Abbey by William Wordsworth. The full name of the poem is Lines Written a Few Miles Above Tintern Abbey. It is a monologue imaginatively spoken by a single speaker to himself. The poem opens up with the speaker's declaration that 5 years have passed since he last visited this location. Wordsworth had a keen eye for nature's beauty from his childhood days. He remained so till his death. This passion for shouting in the quiet wilderness of the woods, rivers, streams, and lakes lofted his spirits to get great heights, enabling him to write poems of timeless charm. Now let's get into this poem. Wordsworth visits the same place, Tintern Abbey, along the bank of the River Wye after a gap of 5 years. He sees the same streams cascading down the cliffs of rocks, making a mild, instant sound so pleasing to the ears. The steep slopes of the rocks looks as majestic as before. The sky is as calm as before. Together, the solitude and the serenity of the surroundings embalms his mind. The speaker pauses under the sycamore trees and scans the cottages and the orchards that dot the place. There are the fruit-laden trees that stands hidden in the midst of rich vegetation around them, with their abundant green leaves. These trees mingle with the vast greenery of the surroundings. He sees the erratic, barely visible green fences that run through the landscape randomly. Needlessly to say that the speaker finds the landscape has hardly changed in 5 years gone by. This strikes the speaker as indicating and all more charming. There are the chimneys giving out plumes of smoke apparently from the cottages. It seems as if a smoke is coming out from the midst of tall trees as the cottages stand hidden among them. The vast grazing grounds are there just as before. This gives the place an aura of quiet charm. The huge pall of silence seems to shroud the entire area. There are headsmen who gaze their animals among the forest. They move from place to place with their animals, so they have no houses. Then there are the hermits who lead reclusive lives in their desolate caves. Only candles light up to dispel the darkness of night. The speaker is pleasantly surprised to discover that the features that made the place so strictly beautiful 5 years ago are all that intact. So enduring was the impression of the imaginary that he continued to recollect them after he moved to a city. The din and the bustle of the urban surroundings could not erase the memory of the places. When he weighed down by the cares of the hectic city life, the speaker drew upon his impressions liberally for relief and delight. The memory of the scenic places soothed his troubled mind. The lapse of 5 years has transformed the speaker's mind. He is now more capable to look inwards and reflect. He can now see nature through a different prism. He can feast his eyes with the quiet picturesque landscapes that lie depressed on earth. In his younger days, he has no doubt deprived immense pleasure by viewing nature, but such viewing was narrow and undimensional. The bond between nature and his soul has not unraveled itself to the speaker's immature mind. Now, the different facts of nature have begun to influence him in a benign and impressive manner, healing scars and banishing the anguish from his burdened mind, and peace to his troubled mind as he wades through his life. The confluence of nature's sublime face and its soothing features banish the cares and anxieties from the mind of the person who feasts his eyes in the beauty of the landscape around him. Slowly, he calms his frayed nerves till he reaches a state of absolute rest. This is the state of tranquility and peace that a person engrossed in worldly affairs cannot attain. The inner self experiences real harmony and joy. Now, after so many years, the speaker is well established in life. He recollects his earlier years as a youngster when he wandered around the hills, woods, and the rivers enjoying the beauty. But he failed to appreciate the hidden benefits of nature gazing then. He realizes what an opportunity he had lost then. He says that nature remains the friend, philosopher, and guide of his life on earth. Nature provides the inspiration and substance for his existence. He says life would have decayed and wasted away if he had not been influenced by the nature. The author shares love for his sister. He feels his sister mirrors all that is good on in nature. To save Dorothy, he beseeching nature to shower its bounty on his sister. He wants the moon to light her solitary path. The speaker becomes emotional about the possibility of his separation from his sister due to his death. He wants her to remember their common love for nature, with a sense of deep appreciation of his love for nature and his sister. He wants to dedicate his memories of woods, streams, gazing fields, rocks to Dorothy, so that she could remember him when she gazed at nature.